What is up, bros? Josh here. In today's video, we're going over some pretty insane gameplay in the Tier 10 USN Battleship, the Ohio. This is one that can be found in the Research Bureau. And this is from a friend of the stream, another great streamer, Potatoquality. I'll put a link down below to his stream. You can guys go check it out. Show him some love. He's a fantastic Battleship player in World of Warships. You can go show him some love and throw him a follow and go check him out. But this one was kind of talking about how good of a game it was. Said, hey, you want to go over it? You want to show a video on it? I said, sure. What happened in the game? He told me some stats, and I go, yes, let's go over this game, and let's show some pretty insane gameplay with the Tier 10 USN Battleship Ohio. Now, this ship is pretty much the kind of what the Georgia is to almost the Ohio, and kind of the Massachusetts is to the North Carolina, where it has a bigger caliber shell, not so much the Massachusetts, North Carolina, but more the Georgia, where it offsets and has a bigger caliber shell, less cannons, as you can see, 4 sets of 2 instead of the 4 sets of 3, but a bigger shell. Also, it has bigger secondary. So we're going to see those get some work done this game. It's also the main batteries, hopefully doing some pretty good damage here. But so we're back. The channel is back. We're redoing it. Now, we took some time off for the holidays. We had some family stuff going on, nothing too crazy, but we had family stuff, which went into the holidays, which then I was really sick for about a week. If you guys have been hanging around on the stream, twitch.tv, you knew I took some time off because I was super sick for about a week. So the videos are back, so sorry about the small hiatus, but we are back into pretty much our daily videos, our weekly replays, all that kind of stuff. So that is all back in business, so I appreciate the kind words from everyone. Everyone's saying, hope everything was okay. Everything was good, and we are going to be back, and I'm excited about 2020. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on, so kind of catching up on a lot of that. So definitely some videos to come on all that kind of stuff. But I'm excited about 2020 as a whole, and I'm excited about 2020 as World of Warships. And as we see right here, Potato already up to about 20k. About 19k. He has probably, I think he even gave me the captain build, but he does have manual secondaries. So those manual secondaries are going in and kind of putting some damage in on that gearing, which is, you know, pretty good damage there. We're getting, one of the guys in his team is mad already, one of the DDs. I think it was a nice support, probably YOLO'd in and said no sport, because obviously there's going to be a radar cruiser there, so what are you going to do? But this ship is pretty nutty because it can get a lot of damage out on the main turrets as well as the secondaries, which you just saw right there. And he's trying to get kind of set up into a spot, which I really like to do. If you've ever seen our weekly replay channel, our weekly replays, we do this on Wednesdays on the stream. It's all about staying centralized nowadays, especially because of how just fast high tier. Does he get it right there? Oh man, he actually might get it with secondaries because of the manual secondaries. If he gets lucky enough, he's going to try to maybe get the replay right here. But I mean, that's the craziness right there. Gets unlucky. Oh, nice. The Monty got it. Okay, that's good. But I always kind of harp on staying centralized, because if you've ever played, or if you've played high tiers recently, you know how fast these games go, how just super one-sided they are. And, you know, if you are way off to one side, you just can't be in other places fast enough. And as he's getting kind of, it's kind of a jousting match right here with secondaries against that. Again, this ship, if you are a secondary ship, you want to get into a spot where you can kind of hold down the entire center. He's giving support to CCAP, he's giving support to DCAP as well. And this is honestly the first time I've seen this game, so I'm kind of excited to see how it's all worked. But so far, positioning, location is 10 out of 10 for having a battleship like this. He's kind of having a joust with the GK. Not sure what caliber GK shells have. As you know, they have the 2 options. Basically, more but faster reload, less but bigger reload. And so he wasn't taking too much damage, but he was dealing damage back. So he's just kind of holding down right now, which isn't really the worst play. They have, you know, it's kind of tied up. Their team has lost a battleship and a destroyer. His team has lost a destroyer as well as a cruiser. And I think it's the Minotaur that they lost. It was a Camelus Minotaur, so who knows how much they would have done. And right here, he is kind of just chilling. The only downside is, I think they have 2 tier 10 battleships, and both of them are right here, and both of them are holding down pretty much this side. So not the best situation there, because as you see, you know, there's a lot of other stuff going on, but luckily their entire team is pretty much in between C and D cap where they are. So even though their team is has cap advantage, and Potato's team maybe isn't in the best spot to take any caps back. They do have a good spot because their team is kind of feeding into it. And still, he jumped up to about 30K. He's up to about 55K. He's waiting to see what happens here. Whenever you get outplayed by the island, it's always kind of funny. You get outplayed, and we've all kind of been there where it's like, man, you aim for something and then they just get caught on one of the little island clips there. And that's why the first shot was missed and was unable to finish him off. But he knows that he has a couple pocket kills here, which I always call is something is really low, like pocket kill to GK, although the GK can heal up pretty well. But if that guy shoots, it's worth a shot. I think it's worth a shot because I don't see another shot coming up anytime soon. I'm surprised he actually didn't take that right there. He would have been off, but and man, how is this guy even spotted? Maybe he's fired, or maybe he doesn't have concealment expert. I'm not sure. So I would have never thought of him coming, getting undetected again, or getting detected again, I guess. And there we go. Down goes the Battleship and up to 76K. So right now it's kind of a, and he's starting to make a push away. He knows he has to kind of get moving because, as you see, his team is kind of the A to D cap push, but they're gonna get kind of set around, and they just lost to Montana. How did he lose to Montana like that? That guy was literally full life a little while ago, and now he's dead. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but maybe he took torps from the La Terrible and then was finished off by the DM. That was literally a Battleship that went 100% to 0 in only a matter of a couple minutes. So that's pretty bad. Now Potato's got to kind of get some kills back, and what he's going to do is get those secondaries into the fight and kind of start working. He does have that Fletcher right there, so he can't go too far, and a big old 0 damage salvo. That's always awesome. Also, he's in a pretty good spot here because his secondaries will chew up these guys, as well as his big caliber shells are going to be able to do a ton of damage too. But he has to get away from that La Terrible. La Terrible can kind of YOLO him and do a bunch of stuff there. But secondaries on the Des Moines, and you can't pass up a broadside on the Russian Battleship, because if he angles in, he's going to get nothing. So there we go. That's exactly the right target selection. Obviously, Potato is a fantastic player, so he knew. So he put his secondaries on the light target, main batteries on the main target, and bingo bango. RIP Russian balance. He's balancing it back to port. So pretty good there, and obviously protecting himself from this island. So positioning for Potato has been perfect this game. He knows what the ship's strength is, he knows what the ship's weakness is, and he has been using the strengths to his advantage and keeping the weaknesses away. So again, he can kind of chill here too. Secondaries all day. Now the Repub will pump in some damage with those main batteries just because it has the ability to, has a fairly big caliber shell, so he will take some damage here. Not quite sure if that's the best play, but he wants to really get this DM, and if he can. But that La Terrible again is north. He maybe didn't know that that Fletcher was taken out right there, maybe had missed that. But I don't know if I really want the trades right here. I feel like he could maybe move up a little bit because, you know, Repubs has big caliber shells. Now, I haven't played the Ohio a ton. Now, we played it in the past. Oh, yes, Halsey too. Nice. I haven't played the Ohio a ton. So when it comes to, and he probably clicked over there, I'm assuming, to the Destroyer. Seeing where the secondaries. No, it's secondary is still on the Repub. Now, the Repub does take a lot of alpha damage, but it has such a high amount, it has such a high reload with a big caliber shell, and here we come, another salvo. So he Potato probably knows a little bit more of what this ship can do angled-wise as he's starting to bounce some of these shells. So here, he knows he can hold this down, already over 200k. So if you've ever heard me talk about damage, and he knows he has to get going. He has to get going, so he probably clicks on that guy right there, start working on him. And the secondaries rotate. It's always so funny to see the secondaries rotate. But in my opinion, whenever I'm playing, 100,000 is a good game, 200,000 is a great game, 300,000 is ridiculousness, and then anything above that is just like, what the hell? You're hacking, obviously. So we know Potato's obviously a hacker. I kid, of course, but he takes the blind shot too, which I'm happy because a lot of people don't really have faith in their shots there. You'll see it even on this week's our replay analysis. There was a Battleship game we went over, and the person didn't believe or didn't have faith in their shot, and there's a couple salvos that they could have taken that they didn't. So if you know that the lock on ships tends to actually hang on for a couple seconds after the ship goes undetected, so you're able to actually pump in, or maybe pump in one more salvo after they go dark. So he didn't get a ton of damage, but he did get some damage in, and a little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage there can actually make a big difference late game. Even though it only was one full pen. And as you see, he's slowly moving, juking those torps of the Laterable, which was probably trying to set up here. Now he does have to go into, and the kid and them, he's pumping out of secondaries, the kid's pumping with Smolensk, and he's just pumping in some damage on that. A nice double Citadel, that's that big caliber shell right there, getting through, and up to 276,000. Now the Ohio, I get asked all the time, Ohio or Colbert? Ohio or Colbert, and I think I even accidentally added some accent in there because I'm still a little sick. But which one in the Research Bureau? Now, Colbert is kind of a goofy, fun, yada yada. I still think I would go with the Ohio. Now, the reason I would go with the Ohio is I just think the Ohio is a tad stronger. Now, the Colbert is pretty nutty, but it can, in my opinion, be a little boring to play. Even when stuff like the Smolensk, I feel like is relatively boring to play because you're just spamming the entire game. Now, obviously, it's a lot of grind to get these ships. You're playing tons of games, you're resetting a ton of lines, and to get these ships, it's a lot. So it is definitely your call, for sure, when it comes to this, and as you see right there. But if I'm going purely off of those two, I mean, honestly, if you are a Battleship player, you're going to want one. If you're a Cruiser player, you're going to want the other. But if I'm going to go with one of the two, like, I'm going to start working on that probably this year with my main account. I'm going to be getting the Ohio first. The reason being is that I think the Ohio is just a better ship. The Colbert is just fun, but I feel like it'd be boring, or get a lot more boring fairly quickly. So he can kind of bully here for the rest of this game. Now, he has a Des Moines that's extremely low. The Kiev is south, and he's going to... We already saw the Ohio versus that, and he passed the 300,000 damage mark. So instantly, his great positioning paid off. His target selection paid off. Everything is paid off, and his team will hold on, hopefully, for the win. I mean, it is a DM, so we know DDs love to just push into radar for no reason, but he has insane secondaries. He hasn't taken too much HE damage, so he knows he has secondaries left to survive, and he can basically be a one-man army. And so far, he has Dev Strike, he has Confederate, so he has the faster reload and everything. So that's not good for the red team. And he doesn't have fire prevention, which is something I also run on my... he's basically full secondaries with this, which is kind of fun, and he's able to get out there. But with having that Halsey on top of this, too, this is a hell of a game. So 350, the secondaries just adding all that damage, probably with the inertia fuse. 364, we're just watching that damage stack up. And he has a couple juicy cruisers to add a bit more damage into. There's the close quarter. There's Arsonist. I mean, he has everything so far. What does he have? Confederate, high caliber, close quarter, Arsonist. He has the Dev Strike as well that he got on a battleship, nonetheless, a full life battleship. So 8 Citadels, 379 secondaries, 77 main battery hits. He has the hat trick so far, no Kraken, but he has all of that, and we'll see what else he can do here. He has 2 DMs, 1 on each side, so which isn't really too bad. He has the repair coming up. He has another heal coming up. So he's actually sitting in a pretty good spot right here because he knows the one to the south is fairly low, and he's able to kind of just bully. And the Kiev that they had on their team really hasn't done too much. There's the DM right there. He's spotted south, and we'll see what he can do. Now, I'm interested in seeing what he does here, because does he just take the speeding from the DM to the south? He has the secondaries on that. He could just say, hey, don't really care about you, which looks like he kind of is, and he's going to protect his team. He's going to be that mama bear and protect his 2 destroyers and a nice little 13k salvo. He's protecting his team to the south, or his team to the north, as well as pumping in damage on the secondary ship. That's the crazy thing about these secondary ships, and that's what makes them so fun, is they're able to target so many things at one time. And as you see, he's not... The secondaries are just murdering. He didn't have to worry about it. So that's so funny. So secondaries on one, main battery on the other, and there it is right there. I wanted to see how it kind of ended, but he got a Kraken. I think the secondaries chewed through 15k or something like that, and he took, I don't know, 20k from main battery from the DM. Pretty nutty. So there it is, 409,000. Basically, I'll give him 410,000 damage, sure. 9 citadels. What a game! And as you see, that's basically played as perfect as you can. And really, you know, he kind of joked. He's like, "Hey, it's one of those games where just whenever you get those big damage games, it just lines up." And it just works out. So it's kind of rare to get one of these games where the team dies just fast enough that you're able to go out and get enough damage done, as well as get a whole, you know, get all that damage in. It's a perfect world he ran into. But GG's to Potato. Again, I'll put a link down below to his stream. Go check him out. Go show him some love. Definite friend of the stream. And it's good to be back, guys. I mean, I wanted to bring it back with a nutty 400,000 damage game. I still am not part of the 400k club. I had a couple 300,000 games, but I'm not part of the 400k. And oh yeah, he did send me a message with his build, priority target, preventive maintenance, adrenaline rush, BFT, AFT, inertia fuse, and manual secondary. So pretty much a full-blown secondary spec, as you saw, going to work with all of that. So a pretty insane game. Yeah, pretty nuts. But anyways, guys, first real video of 2020. I'm excited to get this year going. There's a lot of stuff I'm excited for this year. I'm hoping 2020 is kind of a revival of Warships, that is, and I'm really excited to kind of get some stuff done, and I'm excited to continue to make more content for you guys. So sorry about the small hiatus over the holidays. Hope you guys all had an awesome holidays, and I'm really excited to get back and to continue making a lot of content. Anyways, you guys are awesome. Hope you guys had an awesome 2019. Hope you guys are excited about 2020 as I am. And I will see you guys in the next stream, next video, all that link down below. And that is it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.